The G4 has had a bad rap in my opinion, with me banging on about the boot loops, and the 6P is just plain underrated. It's an excellent device. Today we're going to put both of these through their paces. Hi guys, my name is Ryan Thomas of Failtech, and this is my head-to-head between the Nexus 6P from Huawei and the G4 from LG. You guys have seen that I've made the video on LG boot loops and probably know that the 6P has very few shortcomings, so there aren't really any issues to discuss today other than the G4 having those boot loops. The prices are roughly the same, coming at around £200 to £250. It came out in 2015, which makes the comparison quite fair. The designs and build materials of these phones are very different. So starting with the LG device, we have a plasticky build with chromy plastic rail around the outside and a curved back in your choice of colours or textures. I tried the red leather and the gold diamond plastic patterned back. I really did like the curved back on this device, as it makes the phone feel a lot more ergonomic and makes the phone feel thinner due to the tapered back. The plastic doesn't feel bad in my opinion. The phone does feel a little light and not too premium, although if you get it in a bad condition I can see why it would feel very cheap, because the plastic can ding fairly easily without a case. As for the Huawei handset, it's a big chunk of metal that's taller and larger with bigger bezels but feels a bit more premium. It feels more solid, like you could kill a man with it, although Jerry Rig did a video where he actually managed to break it really easily. The metal chamfers and curved back made the device feel and look like it would cost a lot more money. Both have software navigation buttons, and when it comes to volume and lock buttons, LG put theirs on the back and Huawei put theirs on the sides as normal human beings would. These displays may be some of the best ever put into smartphones. So to start with, the G4 runs a 5.5-inch QHD IPS screen, which is bright, sharp and ever so saturated for an IPS panel. It looks stunning and makes the world of difference when you use your phone outdoors because it's more exciting and it's definitely sharper than most. The 6P is rocking a 5.7-inch QHD AMOLED panel that I personally prefer. You're getting those deeper blacks and higher contrast ratio, which will help in outdoor viewing, but neither should let you down in that department. Both are going to be excellent for viewing content, browsing social media, and even writing emails and documents due to the high pixel density figures on both. That 500 plus PPI will also give you a good VR experience should you want to give that a whirl. The cameras on these phones are awesome too. Let's start with the 6P this time. It has a 12.3 megapixel sensor with f2 glass and the ability to shoot UHD video at 30 fps and 720p at 240 fps. This camera can achieve some really good shots that you can stick up on Instagram, YouTube, and even combined with a good mic, you might be able to vlog with this thing. As for the G4, it's rocking a slightly sharper 16 megapixel sensor with f1.8 lens and the ability to shoot UHD video at 30 fps too. No super slow-mo for this one, but you do get optical image stabilization, which is a bonus. Both phones come with laser autofocus for the cameras, which gives you super quick and accurate autofocus, which can really make the difference when you want to get that last minute shot of young Timmy walking his first meter. Both secondary cameras are 8 megapixels and can shoot 1080p at 30 fps, which is nice to have. Both can get sharpish selfies, which is nice. I never really know what to say with the selfie cameras because I never use them. The performance specifications are similar, with both rocking 3GB of RAM, but the G4 is rocking a Snapdragon 806 6-core versus the Nexus 6P, which has a Snapdragon 810 8-core. The reason LG went for the lower end CPU is because the 810 was known at the time to overheat and thermal throttle, which is where the CPU clocks down when it gets to a certain temperature, thus slowing down performance. So they went with the 808 to combat this, and it works well. Both devices will run pretty much anything you throw at them, and remember, these are 2-year-old devices that can run games in QHD. Your laptop or old tower PC probably couldn't do that. Just thought I'd throw that in to show you how far phones have come in the past couple of years. Both are running the latest and greatest 7.0 Nougat software, but the 6P will be running Oreo, and if you guys have the update, click it because Oreo is awesome. Although you could install custom software on the G4 to combat this. Despite the 6P's power advantage, you really can't tell unless you run benchmarks or really push the CPU. Both phones are reliable, and the 6P is running stock software and the G4 runs a skin that I actually don't mind. The battery lives of both were kind of bad when I first got them, but with software updates and especially those on the 6P, the battery life has improved tenfold it seems. The 3000 mAh G4 will get you around 3.5 hours of screen on time, and the 3450 mAh equipped 6P will get you about the same. I got this comment that said I was being too harsh on the G4's speaker, but I really didn't find it quite as good as the 6P's stereo front-firing speaker setup, which just complements the gorgeous 5.7-inch AMOLED QHD display even more. There are headphone jacks on both, and both have USB 2.0, but the G4 has it in a micro B config and the 6P has it in its Type-C config. Yeah, that's right, that Type-C port is USB 2.0. The fingerprint scanner on the 6P is rear mounted and quick and accurate. The fingerprint scanner on the G4 doesn't exist. As for features, the G4 skin is going to give you a much better experience in the way of features versus the 6P's fairly stock software with fairly mundane features. features. In conclusion, there's only one way this was going unfortunately, and that is to go with the 6P due to the fingerprint scanner and the slightly quicker CPU. The G4 is an amazing device and I highly recommend it too, but because I want that fingerprint scanner, I want the 6P. Also remember that the G4 can boot loop. Do check out that video by the way to learn more about that. Anyway, if you guys want to support me in any way, I will leave a link to my Patreon in the video description. I got a comment saying that someone might be interested in it, and to be honest, every little helps when it comes to doing YouTube full time. Anyway, please do like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, and tell me in the community what you think in the comments. Please subscribe if you're new around here to never miss a video like this one, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.